Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Happy Mystery Monday! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shelly Amiro. I am the founder of Let's Start With You. And my my passion is your health and happiness. So we are health and wellness coaches, we are lifestyle coaches, we are lifestyle enthusiasts, we are freedom motivated. Tonight, I wanted to talk about sort of an epidemic that is going on in society today, and I wanted to address it because it is crushing the happiness of a lot of people, and I see it more and more. And I wanted to sort of talk about it. So let me just get right into it, all right? So have you ever found yourself in comparitis mode, where you're comparing yourself to someone else or to something else, someone else's life, someone else's career, someone else's anything? If you have done it, if you have experienced it, has it ever made you feel down or inadequate in some way, right? If you've ever experienced it, I'm willing to bet that it has made you feel low, inadequate, sad, all kinds of things, right? So here's the thing. The trouble starts when we start pinning our happiness on the comparison of others, right? So we start measuring ourselves against other people and other people's lives. That is crushing. And the reason I sort of wanted to touch on this today is because yesterday, so let me take a quick step back. I preach to not compare yourself to anyone else, to anyone's journey, to anyone's life. You ask any of my clients, they will tell you that I preach to not get comparitis constantly. That's my thing. So here's my little story. Yesterday, I was kind of, I had a good day, but for some reason there was something that was bothering me. Like something was uneasy in me all day. And I couldn't really pinpoint it until I just said to Guy, like after supper, put the kids to bed. I'm like, Guy, man, I just got to go read and meditate and just figure out what is going on in this crazy brain of mine. Anyway, I did, and I realized what it was. I was sort of letting myself get a little bit down because I was comparing my current situation, or not my entire situation, but an aspect of my life to someone else. And I usually like to celebrate people's successes, and I do not tend to be a jealous person. I don't ever want to be a jealous person, but something was creeping in me, that sort of little jealousy or envy was creeping in, and it was bothering me, and it was subconsciously bothering me, and I knew something was bothering me, but I couldn't put my finger on it until I sort of sat down and just took a breath and took a couple of hours to figure out why I was feeling this way. It is so I, as a person, try to make a point not to compare myself to others, to, other people's situations. And I preach this to people all the time. So what I came to realize was, oh my goodness, if I try not to do this, I make a point not to do it, and it took me that long to get over it, and it bothered me that much, like all day. Holy cow, what about a lot of these poor people out there who focus on it way more than they should, right? I'm like, I gotta say something. I gotta put this out there, right? So here I am. That's why I'm here, because I wanted to sort of briefly talk about it and hopefully help some of you guys out too. I came to a lot of pretty crazy conclusions yesterday, which I'm so grateful for. See, pain is not always a bad thing. When you're uncomfortable or when something's going on and it's bothering you, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Look for the lesson in it, okay? That's what I did, so I figured it out. Anyways, so that was my little backstory, okay? So here's the thing, comparitis. it's not, I don't think it's actually really a word, but it's the act of comparing yourself, obviously, constantly to other people and other people's lives. So, compareritis comes about in various ways. Okay? Mostly, though, it comes about by performance anxiety, or it comes out by performance anxiety. And the sad thing is that people, it starts early in school, in high schools, even in junior highs and, elementary schools. Kids start getting performance anxiety, or, worrying about their grades compared to, the class teacher's pet. I don't mean it that way, really, but you know what I mean? It starts that early, and then it continues on as we get older, with careers and jobs and all of those types of things. So, it's a bit of an epidemic. Social media. Look, I build my business via social media. And so it does pain me to say this, but it is true. Social media is killing people when it comes to comparitis, like full on, because people are fascinated by whose love life or whose life in general is better than theirs, or whose love life looks like they're thriving, or they're, who owns the most things, or who goes on the best trips, or who is the happiest. People are obsessing about this over social media. And, keeping up with the Joneses used to be, having to keep up with someone in your hood. Now you got to keep up with the whole freaking internet. You got to keep up with the World Wide Web. That is a lot of pressure. So, thirdly, it comes through in appearance. We all know what that's about, right? Comparing ourselves to other people, comparing ourselves to airbrush magazine covers, comparing ourselves to, you name it. That's another way comparitis is just like, it's horrible. And I posted a quote today. I don't know who saw it, but I always try to keep this in mind when it comes to raising our girls. Don't just be eye candy, be food for the soul. Okay? So, and I can say that because I come from that. I was insecure, as a teenager and in my early 20s, like, everyone was like, oh, you're so this, you're so that, you're so pretty, you're so this, you're so smart. Whatever. It puts pressure on people. And I honestly thought, like, for me, going to the gym back then was about looking good in my pants. It was about looking better than anyone else around me. Like, that's pretty sad. I go to the gym now, or actually I work out now. I don't actually go to the gym. I work out now to be healthy, to feel good, to have longevity, to keep up my energy levels. I like looking good in my pants. Yeah, that's great. It's awesome, but that is not my main reason for working out and being healthy. Because that's an unhealthy reason. And I used to, I was insecure, so I used to walk into a room and be like, in my own mind, never saying it out loud, but I always used to be like, oh God, putting other people down, and I had nothing to put them down, no good reason to put them down. I just did it to make myself feel better in my own head. And that is sad. Like, that is a sad, sad thing to be. Okay? Thank God I learned all those lessons. I feel like so much of a better, happier, lighter person now, that I can actually rejoice in people's, successes, and I can celebrate them, and I can be happy for them, and I can look at another woman's beauty and appreciate it instead of be insecure about it. So important. And comparitis is killing that these days, okay? So comparitis, it can motivate you to improve if it includes both positive observation that leads to helpful action. Okay? It needs to be positive observation that leads to helpful action. That is the only way comparing someone is going to help you. But most of the time, it's just a detriment to your happiness. So it steals our joy, literally. How does compare-itis steal our joy? Okay, so it tends to create rivals and unhealthy relationships. Who agrees with that? Pretty straightforward, pretty true, right? Jealousy, like I was talking about earlier, like my whole little situation yesterday, jealousy will often creep in through the back door. You don't even know it. It's in your subconscious, but it will creep its way in and undermine our ability to truly be happy for others, right? True. It's damaging to your sense of self, truly. It creates envy, it harbors low self-esteem, and it can even create depression. Some people really get caught up in it and get so down and low with themselves, and it's hard to climb out of that. Others' so-called perfection is often an illusion. Do you hear me? Others' so-called perfection that you see on social media, on TV, in magazines, whatever the case is, it's often an illusion. People aren't typically going to post all the crap that they go through in their lives on social media. Some people will, but most people, because they're all doing the whole compare-itis thing, are going to just put the good things about their life up on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and whatever, because they want to project that out to other people, right? And that's great. I mean, we don't want a world filled with negativity and problems, but at the same time, you need to keep in mind, you need to understand that you are not seeing someone's day-to-day life. You are only seeing a small sliver of what they are showing you, the best of what they want to show you, okay? If you knew the whole truth, oftentimes, if you knew the whole truth about their life, you would feel a lot differently. So just keep that in mind. Like, my life, I will admit, it's pretty great. I am grateful for my life, but it's not perfect. And I have lots of issues on the daily, and I have to go through them. I'm not a negative person, so I don't like to portray it out, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my life is peachy and I have everything I want and I have money in the bank till the cows come home and my kids are perfect. And like, come on. People, you need to understand that you're only seeing a sliver of someone's life. So stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Okay? So what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Here's what you do. I want you to listen up and actually practice this. And I want you to promise me, if you ever get caught in a situation where you're comparing yourself, if you even start to compare yourself, if you even start thinking about it, I want you to promise me you're going to do these things. Okay? Got your notes? Take it down. Get your pen out, because there's going to be a quiz later. Just kidding. All right. Social media. Number one, I want you to use it to inspire and not impress. Boom. Mic drop. Okay? Use social media to inspire people, to affect positive change. You know, everyone has a message. Everyone has a superpower. Share it and inspire people. Do not use it to impress people, okay? Because then you're just going to get caught in that whole web of compare-itis, and then you're going to end up comparing yourself to everybody else and trying to outdo other people, and it just turns into a really yucky, dangerous mess, okay? So use social media, please, to inspire people, not to impress people, okay? Number two, the key is to measure yourself against yourself, okay? all you need to do is be better today than you were yesterday. That is what you need to strive for. And that is the only thing you need to strive for. If you are comparing yourself to yourself yesterday, and you can look back at the end of the day and say, you know what, I did something better today than I did yesterday. I helped one more person today than I did yesterday. I was kinder today than I was yesterday. I worked out today. I didn't yesterday. Whatever it is, just make it a point to try and be better today than you were yesterday. That, my friends, is progress. And you know what? That's perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. I say this all the time too. Progress is perfection. Okay? That's all you need to focus on. And after a while, man, you're going to start becoming, so proud and grateful of the person you're becoming, and it just manifests more. Number 3, you want to ask yourself a few things in all of these situations, all of the time. I want you to ask yourself a few things. Number 1, what kind of person do I want to be? Right? Is it important to me, that my neighbor has, a Lamborghini in bright red and he drives it fast down the street? Is that really important to me? Maybe it is. And if it is, great. Then if you can, then go out and get your Lamborghini and ride together and be happy about it. But if it's not important to you and you just want to try and keep up with the Joneses per se, then don't even worry about it. Who cares? Who cares? Are you hearing me? Who cares? Nobody cares but you. Honestly. No one's going to care but you. Does it match who I am as a person? If whoever you're comparing yourself to, or whatever situation you're comparing your situation to, if it doesn't match you as a person, yet you're looking at it with envy, there's some kind of disconnect there. And the disconnect is that you just feel like you need to keep up. Why? Why? If it doesn't match you as a person, if it doesn't serve your purpose here in life, who cares? Let it go. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay? And then again, what kind of relationships do I want to have with people? Do I just want to be like smoking the big fancy cigars in a big chair in a fancy club, exclusive club, hobnobbing about all my money and my cars? And you know what? Whatever. If you can and you love doing it and you build a friendship and a lasting relationship and foundation on that with somebody, great. Awesome. I celebrate you. But if that is not you, then don't sit there and pretend to be that. Don't strive to be that. Just be you. You are you for a reason. You have a gift. And I know this sounds so cliche, and everyone always says it, but it's true. You are a unique individual. You are unique for a reason. We all have this beauty and this superpower within us. And we should all be sharing our message. Use it to inspire. Again, use it to inspire, not impress. Okay? Don't just stop comparing. Stop trying to impress. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not. People are attracted to real. People find real beautiful and warm and inspiring. And that empowers others to be more real. Okay? So just do me a favor and I hope you took something away from this. If you want more of this, if you want to try and, live that better life and you just need a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration on the daily, then jump into that group. Become a part of our group. It's pretty awesome. We try to keep it really fun. But definitely motivating, inspiring, and like I say, we toss a lot of fun in there, some challenges, some prizes, some, you know, whatever. It changes up all the time. So like I say, I really hope you guys found this useful. I'm going to end it there. I so appreciate everyone watching. You guys are awesome, rock stars. Love you all so much. So have a great night, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day tomorrow. Cheers.